Okay, so we are trying something very new here, very spicy, very spicy here, and I feel like doing this in this fashion. Let's see if I can hang. I'm trying like the multi-stream, two different platforms. If that don't work out, then we're going back to Twitch, baby. Just going back to the fucking place where we belong. But yeah, what's up, guys? This is Escaping Paradise, and if you don't know what this is, essentially it's like the amalgamation of all my dreams compiled into one end all be all doomer pilled esque persona. That is me. You know, all the dreams and anything I ever chased is gone now. Everything everything I ever done is just poof. I'm just here now doing what I need to do on this platform right here. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't know how this is gonna turn out though on YouTube though. It's like us. I'm kind of scared. I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna melt down or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't. Yeah. We actually don't have quite that much to talk about. I am looking for. I don't know about you guys, but this whole quarantine thing has gotten me thinking about like several things at a time. Mainly one of them being just grabbing my independence by the nutsack and just squeezing and holding on tight till it never lets go. Mainly one of the main ones. The other main one I'd probably have to say is like around the factor of just it's right there. Just the fact of existing in a time frame and not having enough of anything, essentially. So you know that feeling where you just never can have enough. That perfect feeling you have is like consistent on a consistent basis. You just never can have enough of anything at all. And I feel that, and it just compounds every single time I want to do something at all. It just keeps on building up, and it's to the point where like I feel like I am fucking fucking. It's gonna blow any second. It's gonna fucking blow up, and they become the Joker all over again. You know, it's like I just want to fucking blow up a little bit. Like, it's kind of crazy. You know, I just wanna sit out here, do what I need to do, and just call it a day. Essentially, I don't want to do too much out of the ordinary, but at the same time, like it is necessary. It's quite an evil that not an evil, but like it's like this, right? So you have to realize that like no matter what you do, eventually it's just gonna catch up to you, right? That's the whole thesis there. That's the whole 5 yards, the whole this, that, and the third, this gish galloping bullshit, whatever. And I feel like the impending anxiety and impending doom coming from just existing during any time period at all. It's not really a good place to be in. I feel like a best way to get around this whole doomer pill. Hey, what's up, Scorpion Squad? The best way to get around this doomer pill entirely is just to not look at things the way they are, but look at them and how they could be worse, right? Because if you are already in a mindset where it's like, oh fuck, living, existing in society as is fucking worthless, then well, like I'm gonna do the boomer case, but like, well, you could have no feet, right? You could have no fucking legs, right? You could just be a dead piece of shit on the ground. But more likely than not, you're probably not. So therefore, that's something to look forward to, right? And at that point, I'm just checking. Hold on, sorry. Ah, fuck! It's yikes. So this is the last time we're doing this again. This is the last time. Anyway, yeah. So you just have to realize that things may not be what they are. Like for example, perfect example. So I had a situation where I was a lonely fucking gamer, just full of rage and sexual tension. I was about 18, 17. I was trying to ask every girl out of my school, and it got to a point where it was just like, well, it basically just got to a point where it was just like, man, the camera's fucking up on me. Fuck. Hold up. Wait a minute, fellas. I gotta solve this camera problem. What the fuck's up with this camera problem? I don't know what this camera problem. Let me see something. Like I said, this is brand new. We doing brand new, boys. We on some new shit, and it's already fucking up for me. Okay, yikes. Oof. Oof. So what about that airplane food? Am I right? Okay, let's see if that'll work there. Let's see if that works there. Okay, back to regular schedule programming. So when I view society as a thing that I have to participate in on a regular basis, I can't view it as just one constant end goal being independence, because if I do that, then I'm just going to end up just spiraling into utter defeat, because true independence won't exist unless you have literally everything accounted for, which of course is impossible due to, you know, capitalism, but that's another issue for itself. Now I feel like you have to when you become a grown-up, you have to settle so fucking hard for shit, right? It's like you have to settle for everything, because, you know, despite aspirations and dreams and everything being oh dude, this keeps lagging. Oh no. Yeah, we're done. YouTube, sorry YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, sorry man, I can't. Gotta go back to the old ways after this one. The holy fucking shit. Anyway, yeah, so we're back. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, negativity and settling. So settling more or less would settle down to get it, because I just use settling and settle down to. It's very, I'm a funny person. I'm very funny. They don't pay me to be smart. They pay me because I'm funny. They don't pay me at all. That's what I want. So like, if you want to become a quadrillionaire, right, you're gonna have to exploit some people, obviously, because in order to get as much profit as you possibly can to reach a quadrillionaire status, you have to extrapolate people's labor without fully compensating them to make up for the fact that you are using them for their labor, and that's an expense. I mean, you have to like compromise that. And the third, yeah, it's just a constant battle of just continuous compromise that ends up you being a quadrillionaire. You know what I mean? Like, no one just wakes up one day, fuck it, I'm a quadrillionaire, yay. You know, they have to like find ways and find multitudes of steps to like extrapolate as much profit as you possibly can, while maximizing the workload, while minimizing the payment they have to fucking export. Does that make sense? It was like fucking dust, dude. Holy shit. What's fucking dusty, bro? It's like just settling, right? I don't know what you're about. Like, looking at the time just go by. Just okay. So does looking at the time make anyone go nervous? Because like, I remember when I was working. But yeah. Like, I remember I was an intern, like way back in the good old days, right? The good old days. It just you feel like you were doing something for society, because you know you just filing papers and shit while everybody else doing their real job. I would look at the clock. It'd say like 3 o'clock. I'd do like 100 things, like 100 files, whatever. Look back up, 3:05. Like, I don't think it's like dysphoria or anything, but it's something along the lines of like, it's like noticing your nose on your face, and noticing that you breathe in and breathe out manually, noticing that you blink manually. Is that type of stuff, right? It's like you're aware of things that if you weren't aware of them, they wouldn't affect your performance exactly, or affect how you treat the thing that you're being aware of, right? Because like, if you wear your nose right now, you're gonna notice that like your eyes have been ignoring your nose for the better part of the day, and then me noticing, telling you that the nose is there, make sure your eyes realize the nose is there, and it's gonna fucking piss your eyes off because there's something there that didn't want to be there in the first place, something that's truly obstructing what should be there for the vision, the clear vision. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that. And like, I don't know why time like that, right? Because like, even though we made up time, like we should I guess I go like this, right? So like, time is made up in a sense where like you can't innately tell, oh, what's up, poopity scoop? That's a name. That's a fucking name. Like, time's innately to the point where like you can't really tell in your cellular body, like you can't instinctively tell like when a second or an hour or a minute goes by. You have to like reference something. So I feel like there's a lot of things that go along those lines, right? Like, how do I put this? When you drink water, you don't have to tell your body to break down the nutrients to then use that said water to go all over your veins and inside every single orifice of your body. You don't have to do that, because like we have evolved to the point where any nutrient we have to intake will be to our benefit to have that automatically going. But to determine time and shit, we don't have it like that. We have it to where the point like it, we have to use reference for time consistently, or else we're just gonna end up just burning out into an inevitable just piece of shit. Yes, I see the comment. And and it's to the point where like I guess my point is this: I want to get to the point where we as humans can literally just innately tell time without even having to reference shit. Cause like it utterly pisses me off when I like, cause I have ADHD. I always mention every single stream. Yay! It utterly pisses me off that every single time, like I just want to like, or anything, you just want to do something, you just want to like chill, you just want to like lay back, want to go to sleep until anything like that. You notice the time go by when your brain isn't occupied. But noticing the time going by isn't the concrete concept of time. It's just realizing that your life essence is just your life essence is just slowly just draining itself out of your fucking body, right? And I feel like if we can concretely, now of course this will kind of like break a couple things in my mind, but if we can concretely tell like how many milliseconds, seconds, hours, days, months, years, decades, centuries that goes by just our existing, and I feel like we'd be at an optimal point where like we can just do shit like just, you know what I mean? Like we wouldn't have to have any reference anymore. It's basically like this. Like it's like if we turn into a calculator, right? Because you know how calculators are. You just put 3, 2, 1 and get the answer immediately. 5, 6, 7, answer immediately. They don't like the calculator. They don't have to have to reference anything because referencing is already ingrained into them. Now I guess only you could possibly do that is if we were to have QAnoners don't get me right now. If we had like some massive fucking way to just, what if you could start shit upwards? Yeah, something like this. But the shitting upwards thing, it has to benefit us, right? Because like at this current time, there's no benefit in shitting upwards. There's no point because like, not at all. But that would be useless. But like, if we fully optimize the capabilities of being able to recognize time, and I feel like in an ideal world, we would have like higher efficiency, but like to the point where it's like this, right? So like let's say hypothetically speaking, of course, you had 10 things to do in a day. You only had 24 hours to do them. So instead of, doing one thing in an arbitrary amount of time, another thing in an arbitrary amount of time, you just got all the shit done in like 3 minutes. And then once the 3 minutes are up, if you're not done by then, you have to clock out, disengage, and do something else. And then even if you didn't do that something else, you can go back with the amount of time you have left over. You know what I mean? Like it just like you have enough like leftover time to make up for that. Now, of course, again, the obvious downfall to that is you will have an even higher perception of completionism and perfectionism. Like, well, fuck, Johnny over there completed his task in 5 fucking minutes, only did mine in 6. What the fuck? Like, you have that like fucking like mindset, right? And that won't do too good because it'll breed more competition, it'll breed more like jealousy and envy. Basically, humans are just set to just become fucking jealous beings, whatever. They just cannot help being unsatisfied with what's that. And because that's the case, it's like it's I can't explain it exactly. I just can't because it's just okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain why like humans are just like innately just jealous at all time. Like I mean, it's a very simple concept though, but like since I'm not a 100% philosophy psychology major, I'm only doing this like a year or two, I can't fully grasp the concept as to why it became a thing. But I feel like it became a trait because if you go back way back in the good old days when we were just good old cavemen just bonking women over the head and just that was basically all we did, just do that, no consent, which was the worst time, by the way. And at the good old days, the worst time. That was fucking like anyway, that is bad, okay? Ask for consent. So I feel like the whole envy and jealousy had a good point to it, right? Like I've always said there's a good side, a good point of jealousy. And that good side, a good point of jealousy would be in regards to seeing someone doing something like 2% better than you and seeing them being 100% happier because of that. Nice save. I tried, bro. I fucking tried, dude. And then because they're like 2% better in your perceived eyes, you're like, oh fuck, I gotta get on that level. I gotta get higher than that. I have to get what he's getting, but go even higher. And then so what you do, you see that guy, you're like, okay, I'll fucking take his sauce, put it in my sauce, and make it a better product. And then boom, jealousy for the good breeds innovation. As capitalist as that sound, it is true. Because think about it. Fortnite would have never been made if PUBG wasn't as well received, let's just put it that way, as when it first came out, right? Because like any gaming company who made a battle royale after PUBG is like, oh wait a minute, that's a good concept. Let me get some of that. You know what I mean? Like that's that's a little bit of that jealous envy going on there. And I feel like the other what was the one I said? I said because jealousy is a part of competition, so therefore that would answer the entire question of what I said. Even if we had like innate capabilities like knowing when exactly time would pass and how it passes, this, that, and the third, it would still not be as beneficial as I put out to be. With that being said, it still would be massively beneficial to know how many milliseconds it is to pass. No, the one thing I will mention though too is like whether or not I will concede to this point. Oh fuck, I forgot to change the day on my I forgot to change the day. No. Oh fuck me. Anyway, the one thing that we'll have to compromise on in regards to the amount of I guess space that is necessary to being able to just constantly just be able to detect time is the ability to store all that data and like constantly reciprocate back to it, right? Because for example, calculators, they need batteries. Even though they can immediately retrieve data like as quickly as possible, they need batteries to fully operate. And if it's the same thing in regards to, hey, sorry, I want to say, what? Is it they were eating? I have no idea what that means. What's up, Scorpion Squad? I have no idea what the fuck that means. Anyway, yeah, so in order for us to fully maintain our functionality, we need like shelter, water, food. Humans are pretty high maintenance, right? Even if you're not have even if you don't have that much currency, humans are high maintenance. And for calculators, they just need batteries and boom, ready to go. However, because calculators are only meant to do that one specific purpose, which is to calculate and compute and draw on references that would allow it to compute as fast as it does, we're not as complicated as we're not as simple / complicated as calculators are. So therefore, we would need extra space and data to require to get that extra time, like as reference, instead of like instantly computing it. No, instead of like not instantly computing it without. Fuck, hold on. Wait, I lost my train of thought. So we would need more, pretty much like we would need like a fucking like 30,000 gigabyte extra like DLC pack in our brains to allow that to be a thing. I'm trying to say, like we just can all of a sudden just like adapt and boom, time is now mine. I can see time in front of my eyes. Now we need like a fucking like a what's this called, like a graphics card or some bullshit, like just attached to our head, and be like, yes. So according to the calculation, we're able to dismantle the and then we're able to get shit done. It's like that, right? Very simple. Very simple concept. If you don't understand that concept at all, then I'm sorry. You're just not smart. Okay? You're just not smart at all. Like I don't know what it is. Like what are you doing here? What are you generally doing here? Let me see how this something. I gotta keep checking my phone. Sorry, it's just the first time new software. Just sweat off my nutsack on the third. I mean, it's just we just doing crazy here. But yeah, so if you're new here, which is like 90% of you, this is essentially just I guess because I was explaining this to my girlfriend what the fuck this was, and she's like, "Oh, it's an impromptu podcast." I'm like, I guess I don't fucking know. You know, time flies. I just say sit back and watch the joint go to work. You mean like the weed? We don't smoke weed around these parts, fella. Weed is very non-propos. But yeah, I was just talking about time and shit. Now, in reference to the title "Thick and Juicy," how do I explain this? So what had happened was, wow, that was loud. I fell down, and then thank God for my girthy structure, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any pain. But in regards to what I fell onto was the floor, so therefore like I felt something. But I was like, damn, I must be thick and juicy because I didn't feel any pain despite falling down like 5'8" because I'm 5'8". And I'm like, oh, that's a bing bang, that's a wonderful title. And that's the title. That's how I got here so far. Don't forget Big Pops is mommy number one. All right. Enjoy. Okay, hot question here. I mean, hot take. So I've known people who said like they shower daily, but I know for a fact not everyone showers daily. Not everyone washes their hands every single time. I know that I just know, because there are days where it's just like, fuck, dude, it was a rough day. The Raiders lost. My wife kicked me off the house again. I might as well just, like that happens. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be like, you don't shower. Oh God, you don't shower at all. Like he's trying to chill, bro. You can't be like, you don't shower at all, and then well, so it's like fuck. I don't know how to explain it other than like civility optics, right? Because like, of course, you're never gonna say you don't shower daily, because saying that would make you look like a dirty ass bastard, even if you're technically not, because only you would know if you're a dirty ass bastard or not. But people reference that you're not showering daily as fucking deterrent to automatically assume that you are a dirty ass bastard, even though again you're not. It's like this, right? So you need more subs? Okay, dude. It's like this, right? So it's like, imagine if there was one elderly person and 3 convicted rapists, and you were in a car and you have to drive into one to keep going. Which one would you drive into? Now, most people would say the one elderly person, right? That's what most people would say, because the 3 convicted rapists, not racist, you can be convicted rapists, are kind of like fodder, right? But hear me out now. If you try to make the argument towards the 3 rapists, you have 2 things going on that would make you just immediately wrong, right? Number one, it seems like you hate old people, you want old people to die. That's like the first defense when it comes to that whole like trolley problem there. And number 2, it makes it seem like you value rapists more than like average citizens, again, because it's a trolley problem there. But so like, my thing is, right, I'm trying to break through the optics of saying fuck it. I'm going to argue this 3 sides so I can see why the fuck people would choose that, even though it would be a rare population to do so. You don't shower, you a pig, and pig shower in mud. Boom, roasted. So I feel like, so in that scenario, right, the 3 rapists, what logical reason would it be to save those 3 people? I feel like one of the main reasons would be instantly 3 lives saved is more than 1 life saved. Number 2, I won't have to kill 3 people, even if they are rapists. And number 3, if they are rapists, oh, this is gonna be really yicey right here. We don't know what degree of rape it was in. It could just all be sexual assault. And I'm not saying that sexual assault isn't bad, but you don't deserve a death penalty for sexual assault. You deserve like 10 years in prison or however long they can put you in there, but not the death penalty. And the concept of rape is just a very broad definition. So therefore, because of those bullet points, some people would choose to kill the one older person in that specific scenario. Now again, what would I choose? Obviously I just killed 3 rapists. Like, that's just very easy for me, but I'm trying to find out why would someone pick the other side? Have you seen the UFO video released by the US Navy and Pentagon? Okay. So aliens, right? I can't. The concept of aliens to me is just not. It makes me really awkward and uncomfortable. I don't like thinking about aliens. I don't like talking about aliens. I don't like aliens at all. Aliens existing on the plane of this fucking anything, this timeline just makes me so like weirdly odd. I just if aliens exist, how does you guys feel okay with that? Like, seriously, are you guys perfectly fine with aliens just existing on this planet? I can't. I just, or I mean, not this planet, it's just like timeline. I can't do that. Just no. I've mentioned this numerous amount of times, but if there was another fucking species who happened to have enough technology, know-how, and intelligence to fly all the way over here to our humble abode, our humble planet Earth, and just greet us, there's several things wrong with that because they have enough technology to visit us and go back and forth whenever they feel like, while us now then we can barely go to fucking Jupiter without dying. You know what I mean? Like, this is like they have like so much like above us, and besides, not even human. And for all we know, the alien anatomy could have quite a bit of conveniences that would make them more advantaged over humans. Cousin's illegal alien. He's, dear God. Yeah, so it's like, if they're real, we're just dead. We are instant. They will nuke us the moment they find out like we like doing the shit we do. They will completely destroy us. I mean, in some sort of way, I do want that to happen, right? I do want the human existence to end, not by our own hands, by alien hands. So therefore, we can blame something else once we come back from the dead, which might be the case. I watched a lot of science fiction, but that's besides the point. But the UFO shit, aliens, please don't exist. Okay, aliens, listen. If you're watching this right now, 200 years in the future, aliens, just stop. Don't come here. Do not come to this planet, because you will kill all of us. And if you kill all of us, and I can't have my grandchildren, you know, just like fuck anyone. I mean, it's just crazy. It's too crazy to think about it. I don't want to think about it, because like all I can see is just like destroy all humans in like the highest aspect, like the highest echelon of like destroy all humans. I mean, like, it's just like they have the capability of cloning and staying immortal and shit. Like, just, no, dude, I don't want that. I don't want that at all, man. I just want to sit here and vibe. I just want to go like drive an hour to like my new job I might get, come back, get a paycheck, and move out in about a year. That's what I want to do. I don't want to think about dying in about 10 years because some alien's going to come down and rape cows. No. And like the weirdest thing too is like a lot of stories referencing aliens are like, oh yeah, so I woke up in a cold place. There's very big-headed motherfuckers with skinny bodies, and they put something up my ass, and goddamn, it felt so good. Like those are really weird stories. Really weird stories. Really fucking weird stories. Can I donate? I think there's a link in the description. It might not be. I don't know fucking know. I gotta check. Yeah, really weird fucking story. And I guess like we will honestly probably kill anyone that tries. That too, right? So that's another spicy meme right there. So here's the thing. Here want to hear something kind of paranoid about basically the world? Is that despite us disagreeing on every single thing possible within anything existing whatsoever, one thing I do notice though is like, if there was a bigger threat, bigger than all of us, that we cannot fight fractured, we will come together and say fuck them and destroy it. Look at Cuties, for example. We just said fuck it and destroyed it, and it's just gone now. So I feel like if aliens came down here and said, hey, you got any big chungus memes to spare? We'd all say, fuck you, aliens, drop a fucking nuke on their forehead and blow up the entire like galaxy because an alien said big chungus memes. And the alien would be like, oh, okay, so they killed us for asking for some fellow memes. Well, let's just destroy the entirety of their galaxy because they reciprocated in kind. Let's just double that, triple that. You know what I mean? Just might as well. And I mean, like, they can't even speak English either because the concept of English is just a fucking made up bullshit we made on this planet alone. So, like, it's just so many things that will just not go right if aliens did exist. I mean, it would not go down appropriately. It just wouldn't. Like, how could it? Like, at all? Like, see, like, try to genuinely conceive like aliens existing in a very logical sense. How would that even work? Like, how would that even work? It bloody pissing me off every fucking time I think of bloody aliens, bro. I just can't handle it, bro. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, dude. Like the haircut. Yeah, I got it 2 days ago. Very flesh like. Um I've I don't know if you noticed or anything, but if you look at my YouTube catalog, you may have noticed a very common theme. And that common theme is drawn from the fact that I am a really cheap person. I am quite possibly one of the cheapest people that I know, and I know like 3 people, so that's pretty cheap. One of those people are like dead ass just fucking poor as shit. I'm cheaper than that. Kind of crazy. Besides the point. So I think I got to this state of cheapness when I went to the humble abode of college, when I went to higher education. Yes, the lovely place of learning about, science and science. And I was like 18 at the time. I was a very young rippling lad. And I had a credit card. Now, I didn't know, you know me, dog? Beddington. Beddington. I didn't know what the fuck a credit card was at the time. I didn't even know like how to like use one or what the credit card was or how to pay it back. Reuse toilet paper cheap. Reusing toilet paper. How do you even reuse toilet paper? Unless you're, only way I could think of that is like if you wash it, but like how would you wash it if it's toilet paper? Or are you going along the aspect of like you wait till it dries out and then like scrape it off and then use it again? If that's the case, Jesus Christ, that's fucking 5 head. That's like genuinely 5 head. I just gave like 5 feet. I just gave like someone an idea on how to be a cheapskate for real. Just genuinely just save money forever. But I'm not. Here's the thing. Like I feel like I'm like a very selective cheapskate because like on one hand, I barely buy clothes. On the other hand, I just bought like. What the fuck did I just buy? I just bought a fucking PC. So clearly, like me being cheap in like a lot of areas compensates by me being dummy, just bougie in other areas, right? Like I just be buying like fucking, just be buying, buying shit like nonstop. I did go on like a 2-week period of like not spending a goddamn dime, but it did hurt me for quite a bit though. I just take a bath every time I poop. I'm about to get I don't know. I just that is actually like the best way to say toilet paper. I'll give you that much. That's like the ideal way. If you don't wanna use all your toilet paper, brother, just go ahead and just take a shower every single time. Now, of course, you will be okay. Of course, you will be frustrated because of the fact that like you have to shower every time you take a dump. But I mean, it's just a way to reuse toilet paper. I don't really fucking like, bruh. I'm gonna have Peter come by your house for a second to pick your dog up, all right, Dill? All right, Dill. I'm gonna have Peter come by, pick your dog up, be like, "Hey, no, this ain't it. This ain't it, brother. This is not cool at all. You can't do this to your dog. Your dog isn't your dog." You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm awful stomping is I'm not even gonna ask what that is. Not even gonna ask that is. I'm better off never knowing what the fuck a waffle stomp is. Because the only thing I think of is blue waffle, and if you're waffle stomping a blue waffle, that means you're killing someone. Because if someone has a blue waffle, then that must mean they're heavily infected to the point where there's like pulsating flesh coming out of their orifices. And if you stomp on that, then kidding, but he loves it. Wait, are you kidding about him loving it, or are you kidding about you doing it? Question left for Aristotle. No way. Question for Aristotle himself. I see so much black log and shit, bro. Like I just bloody fucking stomping, pooping is showing, stomping down the drain. Yeah, see, I didn't need to know that. I just I could have gone my entire life not knowing that. Genuinely. And you know what? I am going to go my entire life not knowing that because I'm just going to forget about that ever happening. So therefore, boom, gone. Now, you gotta love deodorant. Deodorant is quite an invention that is meant to deodorize, right? No, I remember I had a phase back in middle school where I would just deodorize my testicle region instead of showering because I thought that was equivocal. But I shortly found out that is not the case because obviously body needs deodorizing, i.e. shower, and if you just put it on one specific place, then only that one specific place is going to smell like it hasn't been deodorized in quite some time. So it's just like I had, oh god, this is just shameful. I had to go through numerous periods where like I would try to wear like jacket, like heavy shirts, like mask the aroma of an unwashed human being. And I spent the vast majority of my middle school career doing that. And I feel like the main reason that was like a thing for me, I know this is not stuff. Shut the fuck up. Like I feel like the main reason why this was like such a stellar thing for me to do, like I was like experimenting with this in general, was because like number one, as guys, we're not really incentivized to be like the cleanest of people. Come on, be honest here. You don't have like someone telling you like, hey, if you're not fucking clean, you're a goddamn waste of fucking like you just boys will be boys. So that was just me. I'm just doing the fuck I want, and of course, it is vile, disgusting, and worth reprehensible. Backlash, but I mean, boys just being boys, you know. Whenever I get a cut, I just like lick that bitch up and then like put dirt in it. Boys just being boys, you know what I mean? I don't know, like I feel like the concept of like growing up is very weird to me, especially nowadays, right? But even back then, like think about it. Like when you were a kid, you had to find literally everything out about yourself for the most part by yourself, right? It's like they don't teach you, you know, what happens when you trip and fall and blood comes out of your arm, right? They don't teach you like that happens. You just experience it, but they don't teach you that, you know, you can't just shove shit up your nose and live. You have to experience the pain of getting shit shoved up your nose, or like someone telling you that. You know, like, it's like there are more examples of that I can think of, but they're not coming up in my brain right now. But like shit like that, right? So like doing stupid stuff like a kid, for example, like I don't know, like burning stuff because you know you're bored and finding out that burning stuff is bad. I mean, it's just kids being kids, dude. Like what you expecting, man? Like, what are you genuinely expecting here? Come on, bro. Like I had a very violent period where I would burn dolls on like lamp posts like this. Let me like on lamp posts like this, because like the heat exuding off of the light bulb was very reminiscent of like 130, 140, even 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and it could melt anything, and the aroma was not that pleasing. So yeah, that's basically that on that. Holy fuck! Eat my fantasy. Oh, started watching Clannad again. Clannad is like it's basically this romance anime, 40 some episodes long. It's like very futuristic. It's a drama, this and the third. And I've already started crying like watching the show. It's like it's that fucking depressing, dude. Call me parents, call me pussy, I don't care. Like that show hurts. Okay, the first time I started watching Clannad, I got to the turning point of the show. And let's just say I stopped watching because it hurt too much to continue on. I couldn't watch the characters interact after that like massive fucking Trojan horse, not Trojan horse, but like that massive fucking destruction to the plot just happened in front of their face, in front of the forehead. Like how are you supposed to function if a vital part of this story is just no longer there? How do you even like function as a member in the society? Like how do you know what I mean? Like it's beyond me, I tell you that much. But they did intersperse constant like intro mentions of like, I live in a world where no one is born and nobody dies. I was a sentient robot, but I couldn't feel warmth. I couldn't feel anything because I was just a cyborg machine. What is this place I live in? Like, it's just very mysterious. It's almost like Hoseki no Kuni vibe, right? Just that very like empty fields of nothingness. But the empty fields of nothingness is very symptomatic and represents the entirety of the story. It's just beautiful. Everything about Clannad is beautiful. You can't deny that. Clannad is beautiful, beautiful art. And I do hope I can make a video in regards to that one day, because like it's just one of those shows that like really affected me growing up, bro. Like I would watch Clannad. I'm like, God damn, this show isn't that bad at all. Let me get into more romance animes, and then more. Then I got into watching what's that one called? Welcome to NHK. I think it's called Welcome to NHK, and it's it's just literally just like suicidal romance. It's very adorable. Down there. Why are you grinding so much on YouTube? Well, because I like it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And I feel like my main appeal to, I guess, going back into Clannad and NHK, because I love reveling in the deep dark voids of depression, anxiety. I love that shit, dude. Like I guess so, like, because I remember like my very first or second stream, someone came like, hey, my father died and my cat just fucking had an abortion and she fucking died as well. What do I do? And I'm like, hey bro, just look at it this way. They're both gone. It can't get any worse than that. Like, I'm already that far gone. With the advice I'm giving is just like advice for people who are already just lost in the sauce. I feel like that's where I'm at now. And since I'm already lost in the sauce, reveling in that sauce that I'm lost in would only make me more self-reflective and able to improve myself upon said self-reflection, right? So NHK, for example, the story is of a man who, I think he started off as a college student, dropped out, got a job, and then got fired. And then he's just in an apartment where his parents are completely funneling money in consistently, and he's just living there doing nothing. He's a NEET. He's a neither educated nor employed or in training. He's just a fucking cyst on society. Pretty much that, right? Pretty much that. And his whole story starts like when he's on like playing World of Warcraft or some shit, and then like some girl he's like flirting with ended up being a guy, and the guy was his next door neighbor who's blasting music consistently for 48 hours straight. Some like Nico, some music like that, right? Something that would like piss you off at like 5 minutes if it was from your neighbor's like sound. It was like this pounding his fucking walls, just going through it consistently. And instead of like, you know, confronting the neighbors, telling them like, hey, can you please shut up? I don't want to hear this noise anymore. He sits there and just revels in the music and just says, oh, it's gonna end any moment now. It's gonna end any moment now. Right? Just grinding his teeth and shit. And that I can relate to, because I've done that numerous amount of times in the past. I don't do that much anymore. Like I'll just like sit there and just revel in my juices of just utter agony, not the Smite character, like the actual state of being agony. I don't sit there and do that. Like, I go out and say, hey, you degenerate piece of scum, turn this crap off. But like the confrontation is kind of hard, so I guess why he didn't do it. But like that was very relatable at the time, and I like thinking about the time when I was that deep. I like thinking about, you know, how much I improved. Also looking, like diving deep into like shit, like it makes you realize either how much you've improved or how much you got worse, and then you can look at how you can go either way from there, right? So that's why I feel like that's why I like dark art in general. Like it's like holding up a mirror to yourself and then seeing your statistics pop up like it's like a fucking RPG simulator, like 5% depressed, 10% on French fry diet, 15% unsatisfied sex life. It'll like point all your flaws out. Like you can just grab on when you grab onto and just go right there. Like what's that one called? Oh fuck, it was like the really popular one. It wasn't Your Lie in April. It was like I think it was Weathering with You or something similar to that aspect. It was like some fuck. Basically, it was like this couple, they were in alternate dimensions, and they were able to switch bodies whenever they looked at each other in the mirror at the same time and said alternate dimensions. And I say it's alternate dimension because one was 20 years in the past and the other was in present day. So therefore it was like completely different timelines. I don't know how the fuck 20 years in the past and present day even matches up. Like how does that work? I don't know, but that's also besides the point. But yeah, the whole romance was like, you know, finding themselves, you know, finding out their life 20 years in the past wasn't that much different from what it was presently, blah blah blah, living each other's lives. And then like at the climax of the scene, they meet each other, they touch hands, and then one of them just like what like it's basically like saying like even though they're in love, they will never meet each other again. Just no fucking way. Like, how could they meet? They live on different fucking dimensions. Like, why would they meet? Why? But I think at the end they do. Like, one of them has a memory, like not all the way there, so therefore it's like a full on reunion. But more or less, it is reunion. It's kind of a wholesome ending. But I feel like if they ended it like right when like one of them just disappeared, like when they met like on like a mountain, where like for some reason the 20-year time gap just synced. I don't know how that worked. That was fucking weird to me. If it just ended like that and the dude like killed himself, that would have been beautiful. That would have been like, you know, the movie would have been like an hour long. That would have been like one of the darkest ways to end off, like, I guess, like online relationships, right? Because that's like a perfect soliloquy how online relationships work. Like, no matter what, no matter how constant communication is, that and third, back and forth, if one of your main goals is meeting up with this said person online and you're never able to, and all of a sudden, boom, either they die or the internet service or like anything related to contacting them is no longer available to contact them. And that means you basically just lost that person forever. Like, you like, it's a very 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 vague connection you can make there, but it's there. It generally is there, and that's why I like dark art, brother. Like, you can make connections off anything like that. You know what I mean? Now, of course, there's like the other side of dark art where it's just like borderline just glorifying the shit, right? Like, although like I think Ichi. Have you guys read Ichi? Holy fuck, Ichi was like it was like a manga where it was like this one dude who was like a massive like corn dog, massive coomer. And his whole thing was that he would restrain from, you know, raping people by killing others. And his whole murder aspect would be having one of the strongest legs because he trained in kicking for self-defense. And then he would use a drop kick to slice people in half because he had like a blade on the back of his foot. And that'd be his way to vent and be like, I'm sorry, I was just horny or something like that, right? That'd be his way to vent. And I think at one point he found a girl he liked, but the girl he liked had a husband, because they always do in these stories, you know, because incel bait is just beautiful. And he went in there and just fucking murked the husband in front of the girl he likes face. And then the girl's like, what are you, get away from me. And then like she's like fucking slices his hand or something like that. He runs away, and then like he just jerks off to the blood with the cut. It was fucking it was vile. But I feel like even that story, as disgustingly decrepit and just as it is, it has, I guess, a moral to it, right? The moral is, you know, people like this exist, just like Ichi exists, and they will find a way to vent out their rage and frustration one way or another. And the one way he decided to choose was to murder people just randomly. Now, of course, you can't equivocate that exactly to anything that happens on a consistent basis, but it's just safe to assume that a lot of incels would go down his route because, you know, that is such a high thing on their list, is his education. And yeah, again, that's why I love a dark art. Very adult theme in general. That's also why I even got into like reviewing hentai as long as I did, for example. Because like I wanted to look past the egregious, like awful, not paywall, but it's like if a, so it's like So I feel like dark arts, like anything like very like adult theme related, like there's a huge paywall, and that paywall isn't exactly something you have to pay for. One thing you have to pay for is the you have to, the price of admission is being willing to go through the atrocious acts that you are looking for, that you're looking at directly, and try to see what the intent of this said atrocious act is there in the first place. I mean, you gotta find the plot. You have to watch it for the plot, essentially, to truly get and grasp what the whole point of this thing existing is. Now, some of them are only there just because our author or creator likes to see it. But in most cases, or some cases, there are instances where like they use these gruesome scenes to draw a broader picture about society. The Joker 5 thing, right? Just the whole fiasco there. I feel like it's very it's I'll explain it. I don't know. I can't really genuinely explain it. Other than that, it's just very easy way to just go about things in a manner where it's just chronologically breaking shit down through the adult themes. Lost my train of thought there. At the end, I lost the train of thought. You don't have to forgive me. That that shit was just long gone, bro. Holy fuck. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. All right, let me test something right quick, guys. Hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry about this. If you're watching the VOD, I truly do apologize for you. It's just not a good look on my part. Okay, so it seems like it's not working right now. Oh, there. Okay, it's working. Okay. All right, that was it. Okay, so back to I guess what we're talking about. We're not talking about anything though, not in general, because like this whole thing is just thing meant to be a thing about things existing on planet Earth, right? That's the whole that's the whole point. That's the whole purpose of this, right? Oh man, so I am 18 years old, and I feel like there comes to a point where you either have to settle. I mentioned at the beginning, like settling is the third, just settling for things being the way they are, trying to go above and beyond said thing you're settling for to stand the third. However, I feel like the older you get, the more like life experience you have garnered upon this earth, the more you realize like a lot of short-term girls, a lot of short-term goals aren't truly worth like grasping after anymore. Like you would much rather go after long-term goals because you realize as time goes by, you are beginning to become either more averse to society as a whole, or yeah, basically like you're basically just acclimating and becoming one of society. Because as you grow up, no matter how like edgy, like non-edgy or this, that, and the third you become, at the end of the day, like the further you progress in life, you will like either reach a point where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna end up just like coasting off and being okay with society the way it is, or just completely just breaking off with shit and just like trying to be your own individual thing. However, because those two are the general options, you don't really have much of a choice outside of that. Like you either continue the status quo, continue doing things the way they are now, or take things to your own hands. And even if you take things to your own hands, you're still not doing the thing by your own volition. You're only doing that because you feel like that is best way to proceed your life. It's not really like it's basically like the whole argument of free will, right? The whole free will argument, like that. Where your bed go? Oh, it's there. It's just not there. You feel me? But yeah, I feel like the choice of free will or arguing about free will is very religious in aspect, and I guess taking the religious aspect out of free will, if we genuinely have a choice, not in this specific society in general, but like overall, if we have a choice of everything we make, I still feel like no, because the idea and concept of choice, well, lukewarm take here, isn't a concrete thing. Like we don't shoot, like decisions themselves are like something we make brand new every day. Like the decisions were already set in stone thousands of years ago, and then they're just more diversified or complicated now. Like basically, like if you wanted to just stay home and do nothing, then way back 30,000 years ago, there would be like a person that would match that type of ideal life you're doing. You know, they'd be the type of person that would just get starved to death and just die because there's nothing else they can depend on to have reliable food source and shelter and protection, and a third. But that type of person existed, and if you wanted to, you know, make your own business or like become your own boss, whatever, there are people like that way back in the caveman days, where instead of being in the same like group of people or however the fuck they decided to congregate in the caveman days, that one person be like, fuck it, I go my own way. And then fucking MGTOW Neanderthals are crazy because like that's exactly what MGTOW are. Like, but then they just wander off away from the said community that was built full of cavemen and do their own thing. That basically like this the one-to-one parallel there. Like basically what I'm trying to say here, no matter what decisions we make at the end of the day, even though we feel like genuinely we can choose whatever we want, due to the fact that they already exist proves that we can't choose them freely, because we are drawing on references that have already happened due to our previous experiences to make a decision that we want to make in the first place, right? Now, we do have free will in the sense of where we can choose what decisions we can choose. We can choose what preset decisions that we want to make that benefit us most. In that sense, yes, we do have free will. But overall autonomous free will, I would say no. It is a very like vague, just nuanced topic that you generally just can't pin a fucking anything on, due to the fact of it being such a, again, a nuanced, vague topic. But it is a conversation worth having, right? It generally is, because like free will, free bands is the idea of, I guess, trying to determine whether or not humans can go above and beyond their capabilities, right? Because if we had free will, which I still don't know the definition of that entirely, because like I don't know if that's like the will to go past our human capabilities, or just like free will to choose and make decisions for ourselves. Because if that's the case, making decisions for ourselves, let me Google that shit. You know, let me stop meandering. Let me stop like beating around the bush. Let me stop beating around the bush. Let me just go ahead and Google this right quick. What's it? Free will. Free bands. Free will definition: the power of acting without the constraint of necessity or fate, the ability to act at one's own discretion. So the whole argument I made there, then I guess technically I would say we have free will then. Yeah, I guess we do. Because like my whole thing was like, despite us making decisions that would benefit us on our own volition, those said decisions are pre-made. But that has nothing to do with the definition, because the definition, again, I will say, is the power of acting without the constraint or necessity or fate. What? The power of acting without the constraint of necessity or fate, the ability to act at one's own discretion. Yes. I guess my whole argument, despite whatever the fuck I just said, is we do have free will. The whole point there. There we go. Boom. Theists get roasted. Theists in the chat, I'm like, theists get slapped in the clat. You know what I mean? Like, holy fuck, dude. Like, smart for this shit. Like, hold on, I'm just like too smart for this shit. Like, what? You can't deny that, dude. Like, holy fuck, dude. I hate. I will say this, right? I do hate like making like talking about one subject for like an extensive amount of time, because I can't focus on one subject for like an extensive amount of time because my brain doesn't work like that. My brain works on like basically just fraction wherever the fuck it wants to go to. It's just like you want to talk about rainbows when we're talking about fucking roadways, sure, let's do that right now. We can get back to roadways when the fuck we don't feel like. I mean, like, it's no like genuine, concrete, tunnel vision that allows me to hone in and focus on one thing entirely. I don't know. I feel like the best way to go about doing that would be like, I don't know, writing bullet points down and following those said bullet points. I do want to talk about something. Something I do want to talk about. Let's see. So I have written down here, if you can see that, how ADHD affects friendships. You know what? Fuck it. We're doing it right now. We're doing it. We're fucking doing it, brother. Okay, so I don't know. Thank you, Chazor. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So ADHD affecting friendships, right? So here's the thing, right? If you have ADHD, raise your hand. No, I'm fucking kidding. But short-term memory is a very, very impactful thing that affects people with ADHD who reflect like that. What are your expectations for the rest of the year? Surviving. Basically it. And because short-term memory does affect a lot of people with that aspect, it'll leave a lot of people on red that you didn't intentionally mean to do so. What I mean by this is this, right? So for example, I have two very close people I text to on a borderline daily basis. Now, I do care about these people very much, to the point where like I would put their, like, for the most part, because I'm a selfish person, I say that 40% of the time I'd put their needs above mine. 40% of the time. The other percent of the time I would put myself above them because, you know, again, I'm a really selfish person. But in regards to talking to them and texting to them, I always set off, like, whenever I have free time, which is basically all the time now. Whenever I have free time, I would just set off a section amount of time to do that and just text them or talk to them, just down the third, and just going about my life, right? And the problem with doing that is, I've mentioned this, I'm not a scheduled, structured person. I can't just have, oh yeah, I'll clock you in at 1 o'clock, man. Whatever. I can't do that. I can't do that at all. It's not in my capability. So because I do that with texting, even though texting is supposed to be like a spontaneous act of passion, do whatever fucking feel like it, I will have something that comes up as like almost as urgent, if not more urgent, in that situation particularly, and then I'll forget to text them at a specific time frame I texted them, therefore leaving them on red for another day because I won't be able to go back to the text message because I forgot that I put the scheduling for the text messaging on that same exact day and time frame. It's a very like complicated, convoluted structure to even dive and get into in the first place, but I feel like the whole main thing is this: like, if you because ADHD just like gives you constant thoughts on a just minute by minute basis, like you're unable to keep track of stuff in a linear fashion. So therefore, if you can't do that, things are gonna get forgotten. And if you forget to text your friend in a day or a week or even a month, do you think the relationship's gonna last that long? Like, genuinely, do you really think the relationship's gonna last like longer than a fucking like minute at best? Like, we being honest here? Holy fuck. And so because of that's like one reason as to why that affects friendships. It's like you are unable to communicate with them consistently on text message. The other way is interrupting them, right? Because I do have a problem with like interrupting people on a consistent basis. I don't really mean to. It's just like along the lines of, there's something right there in the middle of my brain, and if I don't say it at that exact moment, it's coming through in my line sight. It'll never come up again. I'll completely forget about what I was saying. It'll just completely forget about it entirely. And let's be honest, you don't want to forget about something that you were going to bring up that kind of was on the spur of the moment that would have benefited the conversation more. You don't want to do that. It's kind of the whole point of talking, right? You want to benefit the conversation, you know, back and forth, something that like it helps the entirety of the conversation. And of course, obviously, if you interrupt people consistently, they're gonna get really mad at you because, like, hey, why are you interrupting me? Hey, come on, please, just let me exist. Let me exist on this planet Earth. Just come on, please stop being a piece of shit. Come on, come on. They're gonna keep doing that. It's gonna turn them off. Not literally, but in the sense where it's like they're not really. Wow, it's annoying. They're not really enticed to engage with you in the manner of like conversation, because like if you're getting interrupted on a conversation, you're not going to want to have your ideas spoken to. You're going to feel like your ideas aren't that important because you're getting interrupted consistently. So therefore, if you're interrupting someone on a consistent basis, then that's going to affect your friendship with them because of the ideas I mentioned before. Now, another aspect would also be, as you may have experienced at this exact moment, is the pacing, right? I feel like due to how fast my thoughts go and how everything just bullet train 80 miles per hour and just never just slows down at all, and just keeps on going and going and going, it's going to be hard to keep up with that, right? It's going to be hard to truly keep up with the pacing of that which is a person who has the affliction I mentioned before. And pacing is very important to conversations, because if you aren't able to keep up with said person in a conversation back and forth, then it's going to be kind of hard to communicate with them, because they're going like at 90 miles per hour and you're only going at a steady 20. You're not going to be able to get out the same amount of thoughts in the same time period, because one person can get out like 10 words in 2 minutes, the other person can get out 30 words in 2 minutes. I mean, it's just very, very, very varied, therefore not compatible friendship wise. Now, I guess like relationships, it could be the same way, but like a little bit more intense or extreme in that aspect. But I feel like more or less it's along the lines of like friendships. It's just like interruptions, forgetting they exist as an entity, and just high pacing overall. It doesn't leave much left. It doesn't leave much to be desired for the person who's receiving all of the just nonstop bashing, just on the reciprocating end. Yeah, that is how ADHD affects friendships. Very short video, I know, but hey, it is what it is. There you go, done with that. Holy crap, that was wow. I'm like, am I like good or something, dude? Am I like really good at like my word or something? That's crazy. I'm like good at this shit. Oh my god, dude. One thing I'm not good at though, I'm not good at determining whether or not this buffering shit is actually like happening live stream, because if it is, yikes, I'm never doing Streamlabs again. YouTube chat, yikes, I'm sorry brothers, but that's the last time you'll ever see me again. Because you know what it is though, it might be like, it's not like, it doesn't have enough it's power going to it. I think that's what the problem is. That might be the problem. Let's see if we can fix it right now. Enjoy yourself. Someone's honking outside. That's quite terrifying, to say the least. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't give me a comfortable feeling. I'm gonna put it that way. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, how you guys hanging in there? You know, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? Me? Oh, thanks for asking. I am, as I mentioned before, existing on this planet that is going about like what, 300-400 miles per hour, probably faster than that in the galaxy, and hoping, oh yeah, there's a meteor that's gonna be crashing to us very soon. It's like 6 foot wide, basically like me, my height width. It's not gonna do that much damage. But the fact that an asteroid decided to give us a visit on one of the worst time periods within the latest century is quite amusing, quite interesting, quite intriguing, to say the least. Now, I don't know. I'll make this another video. Let me see. Yes, I guess I can make this another video. You know what? I'm gonna take my instinctive guess here. I'm gonna say, fuck, we're doing this again. Doing this again. Okay. No, never mind. Just got it right. Sorry, I didn't pull the trigger. I want to be at a state where I'm able to just rant consistently, nonstop, without having to worry about my computer crashing. I want that to be a consistent thing to happen to me, because I feel like the idea and concept of my computer crashing consistently is what's making me like hesitate sometimes. It was making me lose my train of thought a lot of times too. Because my computer, as I mentioned numerous times before, I say a lot of things I mentioned numerous times before, because it references help to build on new conversations. But because my computer being such a oldie, a boomer to say the least, a very derogatory term, I know, but a boomer, it can't fully compute at its highest capabilities. Now, I did order a new PC, a new computer, a new thingy that holds all the parts in it that make it go brr. But it's not coming in until like next month. So I'm stuck here. This junk, which I'm gonna show you by the way. Look at that. Ooh, beautiful. I can't even close it. Look at that. Ooh, lines, wowzers. Very, very very unique. Very special. Very je ne sais quoi. I think I did solve the lagging on my part, by the way. So not about the hour of lagging, guys. I really am, but it took me going like, maybe I should put the priority a little bit higher than it actually is at the moment, and it ended up solving that issue. It does kind of suck, but I mean, hey, I mean, worst case scenario, you can just not look at the video with premium and have it as audio only. I mean, I feel like for like podcast formats, even like VOD formats, like a lot of people, they don't like strictly watch the video. That's what I don't. I consume a lot of content. I consume a lot of like VOD-esque content. I do realize like while I am at the same time watching it through and through, I'm not fully like glued eyes to the screen, just like consistently watching them for an hour straight, or 2 hours, or 3 hours. It's in the background. Now, of course, there are people who love this wonderful, gorgeous, supple, clear face of mine, but in most instances, that's not going to be the case. So therefore, I mean, it'll be negligible. Sometimes there. Like, should I have fixed this lagging problem beforehand? Obviously, of course. I mean, but come on. I showed you what I'm working with here. Well, I do have very expensive equipment. Looking at your forehead, I don't have the capabilities to consistently drop dough on high quality equipment. I can do it in spurts, right? I can do like in consistent spurts of like, oh, here's a mesh, here's a mesh amount of money. I can't consistently do that because, you know, times are tough and coarse. And also stocks exist. I'm trying to get back into stocks, and so far my stocks are looking, well, very stocky and girthy. Let me show you something. So I bought a nice and delicious chunk of apple. I took a bite in the apple stock, and let's just see how things are going. Now, one of the motivations that got me into Apple stock in general was due to the fact that I partake in Apple products and I see them on the up and up and up. So I'm like, you know, let me hop on that train and ride the wave while it's going up, you know, before capitalism crashes and burns and we all die in hell. And after I bought the delicious Apple stock, I have earned approximately, let's go ahead and make all the haters jealous, because, you know, that's what we do right here. We fucking ball and make haters jealous. I've earned $16. That's very good. $16. That's 16 more dollars than I would have gotten the day before that. I mean, 2 days, 3 days before that. I mean, it is the definition of how they say balling. You know what I mean? Like, dare I say, taking the risk. Dare I say, you know, being like Snow White, taking a bite of the apple and not knowing whether that's poison. I did that and I made $10. Yay! Now, how long will it take to get that money? Oh, about like 2-3 weeks. So therefore, it's not even worth like celebrating at this point now. Like, it won't, like, the way is from my bare bones basic bitch boy knowledge of logic and stocks. I mean, you don't really get the money at the moment you earn the money, right? It takes some time to get the money to your bank account. And by the time you get the money to your bank account, it'll be like either worth 40 times more or like 40 times less. So therefore, there's no like ideal time to sell. You just got to do it on your either gut instinct or just basically looking at everything around you and calculating due to that. You know what I mean? Stocks is just basically gambling, okay? No matter how anyone puts it, like, guys, invest 500 Bitcoin in Tesla now. Like, even like, rather, like, no matter what someone says, no matter what advice you take, at the end of the day, you're gambling your savings into a potential company's success. And if a potential company's success is worth it to you to put money in them to give their success more meaning to other people to put money into that as well, then you will get money back in either dividends or just selling that said investment back to the company. I think, I don't know, that's the thing, I don't know where the stock, when you sell a stock, I don't know if it goes back. I guess it goes back to the company, right? When you sell a stock, it just goes, okay. Like it wouldn't go into the nebulous emptiness of nothingness, because like that doesn't seem right. But yeah, enjoy yourself. I don't know, bro. I feel like, despite being the hardcore rat lib that I am, well, not a rat lib, but you know what I mean. I'm like a hardcore. I don't know. I feel the stocks are kind of interesting. They're kind of fun to just jab and poke at finances in general, because you know it's looking at that red line go brrr, at the same time everyone else is fucking dying around you. It's a very fun comparison to have on a consistent basis. It makes you. It's like the best definition for compartmentalizing, right? Like you invest in some company that's been doing some shady shit, but because they're like a really, really successful company, you invest in them because you think or you know that you're gonna get more on your investment later on. Despite investing in them is perpetuating such shitty companies' ideals, motives, and overall beliefs. It's like the waste investing in stocks of companies you don't really morally align with. It's like listening to any musician who did atrocious stuff that you vehemently disagree with, right? It's like me listening to 6ix9ine despite me hating like sexual predators in general, right? How does that work? How does that logic work at all? It doesn't, unless you compartmentalize so severely to the point where the lines are just blurred. That's the only way that's actually possible. Otherwise, it's not really a thing. And God damn it, I should have recorded a section of fucking stock, but I'm too dumb to do that. Whatever, fuck. I guess I'm a you know, little dumb hippo boy. Whatever, fuck. But yeah, that's how I do stock. That not how I do them, but that's how I compare stocks. It just borderline the concept of just splitting reality off from your own self reality. Because the thing is, right, no matter how like well versed or like experienced or even just overall just technically sound you are, you do have your personal biases that put you in your own bubble, and in turn those said personal biases will be put onto every single person who ever seen your life and be like, wait a minute, if I'm able to get up every day despite me having depression, how come these fuckers can't do it? Wait a minute, if I'm able to wear a blue shirt and not die every single day, how come these fuckers can't do it? Wait a minute, if I can work 6 hours a goddamn hour and end up getting as much pay as these fuckers do, but end up not complaining about it, how come they can't? How come they can't do it? I mean, like, you have that bias. But I feel like the most woke individual will be able to suppress those biases and see why that bias won't particularly apply to said person trying to put the bias on. For example, the job fiasco, right? Because I know there are people out there who work like 8, 10, 12, 16 hours, and they don't complain a goddamn bit about it at all. They just go home, pop open a beer, celebrate the fact that the only reason they have healthcare is because they have to work at a job that forces them to have healthcare. If they don't, they die, and then they go to sleep and wake up, do it again. Now, of course, there are other people who do that. Take a beer, and then go, hey, you bitch ass wife, make me fucking food in the goddamn kitchen. And then those two, and then the one person who doesn't complain, be like, wow, I can do this job for 16 hours and he can't, just like him, and he can't help himself but complaining to his wife. Why is he doing that? Well, again, it goes with the fact that you have to be able to suppress your biases and overall urges to vent about your life that would allow you to be in a position where you're more comfortable with not venting about your life. Like, for example, the person who's very abusive to their wife, in the example I gave out the 16-hour shift, they feel like that's the only way they can release that stress from working 16 hours a day of getting no respect and very low pay, is yelling at the wife, who in most cases didn't do anything in this specific scenario. And because that's their main way to vent, because they don't know, number one, how to address said biases, number two, what's the problem with the true system, they're going to rely on that as a system. Now, of course, how do we fix abusers in general who are in that situation? Well, I don't think you can. Like I said before, the biases will lead said abuser to be stuck in a bubble where they're doing this because they're mad about their job, or they're mad about the fact that they couldn't fuck a an escort on the way home from work because they didn't have enough money in their pocket because the job wouldn't allow them to work overtime, or any multitude of factors that would then give them an excuse to then vent in their wife. Now, of course, the rationalization of said abuse would end up being the result of them downplaying it, of them being like, oh, you know, I mean, hey, she's my property. I can do what the fuck I want. It's my property. It's my bitch. You know what I mean? It's my wife. You know, she deserves to get A. You know what I mean? Hey, she didn't make dinner in time. She deserved to get a fucking left in the rhyme. You know what I mean? I'm not laughing at the abuse. I'm laughing at the absurdity of the situation. Swear to God, I'm not. But it's like the idea of rationalizing anything you do to the point where you can excuse anything. It is a sense of self-defense, right? It is a form of self-defense to walk away from your emotions to address anything that's wrong with you. Because, like, again, go back to the said worker guy who abuses his wife. If instead of, you know, rationalizing abuse to vent his frustration about his job, and if he, instead of doing that, focus on why his job is so shitty and why they don't pay him enough and why abusing your wife is bad, he would have to address his emotional state. And for people in that specific scenario, they don't want to do that. Why would you want to address your emotional state? That would make you even more depressed. You got to think about all the shit that you put yourself into, all the shit that you are into, because you need to do that to live and exist in a society. I mean, it's just like a multitude of factors. And I'm not saying you need to be a woke individual to even look at those set of emotional factors to even get to that situation in the first place. But I am saying, like, it takes a level of patience and maturity to even get there. That's my whole point. What's up, Alpha Wolf Pastel Girl? I'm just venting about, you know, venting. That's all I'm doing. And the whole abusive person, husband aspect will continue until they address their problems. But they can't address the problems, they're continuously deflecting or reflecting them off and trying to find another way to distract themselves from their problems, i.e. beating their wives. And that's how we get to that conclusion. There you go. Boom, roasted. I feel like hot take here, but like nobody takes mental illness seriously. Like, it's either a joke or it's a joke. Wow. Now, the way to interpret that is either it's a joke in the essence of like, well, I mean, just drink some water, you'll be okay, bitch. Shut the fuck up, you'll be okay. Or it's a joke in the sense like, haha, I got it too. And I got autism, and I got schizophrenia. Like, it's like collecting badges, right? I mean, of course, there are people in between, there are people on extremes, but for the most part, it's all specific to sanctities or to affiliations. So how are you, Chew, and it's both? Oh, wait, what? How am I Chew? I don't know what Chew is. Yeah, it is both. It is both. But I guess, like, to all the people who think mental illness is a joke in a sense of like you can drink some water and just like grow out of it, you're wrong, because like I did that. I drink water every day and I still want to die. Like, it didn't help anything. You know. Hey, what's up, Dill Pickle? You just missed my fucking, like, you missed like 3 god tier rants. I don't know where the hell you were, brother. You didn't attend class on time. Missed the rants. But yeah, I guess we can address why society doesn't take mental health seriously. I guess we can do that. Why not? Sure, I'll make that an entire another video and then potentially end it there. So, mental health is kind of important, right, guys? I mean, it's only your brain functioning. Like, if you had a broken hand, you wouldn't tell someone to go, well, hey, you know, there are people in society who have 2 broken hands, so you should just put a band-aid on it and walk away and get over it. No, you tell them, hey, a broken hand is bad. Go to the doctor and get that broken hand fixed, because broken hands are bad not only for you as a person, but as well as an existing member of society, because we treat disabled people as pieces of shit. You know what I mean? You equals you. No, you're fine. Role playing is kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. I want to get back in role playing. That is kind of poggers. we're back. What were you guys doing? Like fucking or something? Like how are you guys back together? Anyway, back to mental health. So because we treat mental health as like a very asterisk issue, it's like extra frosting on the topping, we kind of just gloss over anyone who has like, who's basically on the build up or on the come up to having a full-blown mental illness, right? Like for example, I was watching like a Vosh and Xander Hall streams, and like autism in girls are a perfect example as to how like we will just ignore shit consistently until like it gets to the point like we just can't help but address it, right? Like for example, okay, dude. Like for example, how many of you guys watch anime? That very cherished Japanese animated cartoon style that a lot of people fawn over. Now, the thing in anime, right, is that in most shows in general, but anime is a very particular thing in general. Oh, thanks for the sub, brother. Appreciate it. I don't know why I didn't pop up. My shit's so bougie. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the thing about anime, right, like there's one particular type of girl. There's one particular type of girl. She's clumsy. She always says the wrong shit, and she always like beats people up because she's so clumsy. There's like the typical trope. It always exists in every single version of anime. Now, I don't want to say those three tropes make that girl in particular autistic. However, autistic people tend to have those traits, right? Along with many others, essentially. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't pop up. I don't know. It's boot. Okay, my laptop is it's like $2 laptop. Okay, gosh, guys, get off my nutsack. Oh my god. Like, but yeah, and surprisingly enough, due to it being a girl, we view those as a fetishizable personality trait. Like yandere. Like yanderes exist, and people love yanderes because they have a potential to die if they do something else. So like the risk is higher for chasing a girl that could kill you if you're disloyal to her, right? That's kind of like, oh yeah, it's really cool. I'm risking my life to have sex with other people if I cheat on her. Actually, I want to do this just in case she wants to kill me. I want her to have danger. Like I mean, that's like that. Like it's crazy. Like dudes are falling over yandere chicks, right? Basically, clear like psychopaths or borderline just like insane people. Who like killing because jealousy exists. But then you go to ow, hurt my arm, owie, and then you go to like girls who fawn over serial killers and shit, and the same men go, whoa, that's fucking weird, dude. What are you fawning over serial killers for? Hello, they were gonna kill you. Hello, that's so weird. I guess like it's borderline equivocal, right? It really is. Because we see like legitimate, like full-blown like mental illness as borderline a fetish, right? It's like there's it's like there's a furry fetish. Furry isn't fetishism within itself, but there is people who have sex as furries. There's a BDSM, and then there's people who get turned on to mental illness. Like it's just the whole spectrum there. Like it keeps going on and on. And due to that being a thing, and also the fact that like we don't view it as a serious issue, and also the fact that like if you do have a bad day or whatever, it more likely is your fault whether or not you like it, due to society saying that. We don't take it serious and like basically all fronts of the issue. Therefore, if anyone actually needs help or generally needs help or actually has something to talk about as related to mental health, it's basically shut down immediately, because like, well, hey, I mean, if you look at it this way, dude, yeah, you get depression, but you get to tell girls you get depression, and then they're gonna be like, oh, I get depressed too, and then you get the bond and you can have sex because you have depression. Yay! Like it's not really like it does. I know. It's like the way we treat mental illness, like mental issues, like when any billionaire complains about like anything being tough, and then we go, bitch, you're a billionaire, shut the fuck up. Like I guess like that. That's how we treat mental health, just exactly like that. It's like bitch, you have like bitch, you exist in a society, shut the fuck up. Like so what, you want to die, who cares, bitch, we're all gonna die anyway. Like it's just I guess there's my whole thing is like trying to just flip the minds of people to be like, hey, I mean, yes, you can joke about it, you can fetishize whatever, but at the end of the day, you have to take it seriously. I mean, you kind of have to, obviously, or else it's going to lead to further more issues. Like you wouldn't, again, back to the broken hand example. if someone had a broken hand, you wouldn't be like, oh, I want to fuck that broken hand so bad, or oh my god, that broken hand. You hear more people broken hand sighted than people who don't. Like you would say that shit, but you would also take care of that seriously because a broken hand is bad. You know what I mean? A broken brain, same thing. If someone is like schizophrenic and shit, and they're seeing like aliens pop up every 5 seconds, going like, then you're gonna want to get them some help other than joking around about it. I know you saw it. Saw what? Saw what? That you're not on my nutsack? Yeah, I saw that. I just but yeah, mental health should be taken seriously. I mean, obviously, because it's health, you know. And I take, am I good? No, I get very delusional around this time period, mainly because like midlife crisis times 10. But yeah, mental health should be taken seriously because of the fact that whether we like it or not, the brain controls our body. Therefore, if our body's busted, we can't control our body properly. If the brain's busted, we can't control our body properly. Therefore, we can't properly function in society. And if we don't properly function in society, the sole existence of human existing in this society within itself, then we can't be a full human being. I mean, so yeah, that's basically it. Wow, I am so productive. I got 2 video segments out in one stream. Again, am I the best, most handsome, sexy person on this planet? You know what? Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I can't think of like 3 people hotter than me. I can't think of 1 person smarter than me. You know what I mean? It's just a fact, bro. I mean, I'm that motherfucker, dude. I don't fuck mothers though, but I am that motherfucker. I mean, I am that guy. I did forget to put on deodorant. That does kind of suck. Oh, I put it on 24 hours ago. Does that count, right? It's a 24-hour deodorizer. So I guess that would count for something. Let me see. It is not a 24-hour deodorizer. It's only like 16 or some shit. No, wait, it doesn't even say anything on there. Come on. Look at this though. Look at this. Elon Musk smart. Okay, dude. Look at this. You can't see anything, can you? You can't see anything. It's not focusing. It like grew in size. Look at that. It's like, I don't know if you guys know anything about like rocket power, but it's like Auto Rocket's hair right here. Like this bullshit. It's like, smells so good. It smells like liquefied baby powder. It's so seductively, intrinsically, deliciously smelling. One whiff of this and I'm hungry. You are at the peak of all man, you a king. No, nutsack deodorant is not a thing. Actually, so I have a fun thing about nutsack deodorizers. Surprisingly enough, when you put baby powder or like any like the sweatilizer anywhere near your nether regions, it ends up like leaving you like really heated up, but like with no way to cool down, i.e. sweat. So it's like you're constantly hot because your body is just like consistently pumping testosterone to just exist on this planet. Again, if you're a person with testicles, baby. And it's just really awkward. Like I don't, I mean, I know you guys don't wear deodorant, obviously you're fucking watching this at 1 a.m, but like for people who wear deodorant and baby powder in general, it's basically just like doing this consistently, but not having anything to slow it down. You end up just like this weird, consistent state of like your molecules just buzzing. It feels so weird. It's like if like you had a vibrator on your gooch. That's what it feels like to have like deodorant on your balls. That was the whole conclusion. That was the whole fucking reason why I did any of that bullshit. Just to say your balls feel like there's a vibrator down there if you wear, any sort of deodorant or baby powder on there. That's basically it. Basically that. I know. The hottest take on the planet. You possibly cannot think of anything more controversial or spicy than that, but that is what it is. I mean, it's a thing that exists on this planet of the Earth, of a thing that is out on the planet, which is Earth. Damn, I'm like, ooh. I said words, and those words meant things, and I'm good because those things that I thought of in my brain. So, baby, I think I fucked up here. Yeah, I fucked up a little bit on that part. Yikes! 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 Oh no. Okay, so going back to my computer being busted, right? So like first time I streamed, I opened up a window, whole shit crashed. So guess what just happened? I just opened up a window. So what's gonna happen? Nothing happened. Yay! 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 Why am I grinding so hard? Because I like it. That's why. We need to get you more subs. Hey man, listen, brother. Listen, man. People gonna come if they want to come. If they don't want to come, that's fine. I'm gonna be here anyway. It's the goddamn fuck anyway, brother. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks so far, and I mean, like, it's more or less like just it's a part of my schedule now. Cause like two things. Number one, I was gonna talk to myself for like this length of time anyway. And number two, I was gonna stay up to 5 a.m. anyway. So might as well knock two birds out with one stone and record it. And here we are at the peak of ingenuity and boredom. You get a streamer. Like, if you think about it, why do streamers stream? Because the motherfuckers bored, bro. Like, come on, you can't be honest, bro. Man, what the? Okay, am I just a dirty motherfucker? But like every time I have headphones or something, it's always like earwax in that bitch. I don't know like how it gets in there consistently. I guess I need like an enema for my ears. You know what? I'm ordering an enema for my ears. I'm doing it right now. After the stream, ordering an enema for my ears so I can stay consistently clean. I'll have to look at them and just see earwax because that literally like drives me insane because I can't let anyone borrow my earphones ever again because it's gonna be earwax in this shit. Now, of course, these motherfuckers, you can have earwax in it. However, you can have greasy, yummy, scrummy, kablummy oil on the surface of this little like thing here. You can have oil because your head is touching it. But other than that, you know, it is what it is. Now, remember how when I told you guys I was a cheapskate? A fun fact. Me being a cheapskate allowed me to afford these quite expensive pair of headphones. I don't want to say quite expensive. Let's just say it's a lot of pennies. Okay, it was a lot of pennies to get these headphones, but like these are pretty good. I've had them for about a year. They are Audio Technica Shindingies. Oh, Audio Technica ATH-M40X. And they get the job done. Now, the one complicated factor about this is like it doesn't. I don't know if it's because of my laptops, but like I was unable to fully connect it directly to my laptop. I had to connect it to a speakers, and then the speakers had to connect to my laptop. So therefore, like it won't work directly on your laptop. Like, you have to use something else, like another medium, unless you have like a really good soundboard. But I don't, so I had to just suck it up before I got sucked off on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like holy fuck, like you know what I mean? Like just holy fuck. You know what I mean? Like like you know what I mean? Like holy fuck. Oh, it's that time to read dad jokes. Out here. Dad jokes, 400 of them. Only like 15 bucks. 10 bucks. Nope, I paid shipping and company, so okay, so let's get in. Oh, the cover art is from iStock Photo. Shout out to iStock Photo for sponsor. Fucking no sponsor. Hit me, bro. Yeah. I get sponsored. Okay. I usually read 3 dad jokes, but let's get it cracking. Get it because I'm cracking open the book. This bitch smells good. Okay. Go with here. Why did the robber take a bath because he wanted to make a clean getaway. Yeah, like legit, that kind of slaps. Oh, this is a very topical one. Masks have no face value. Wait. No face value? Is it because you're covering your face with the mask? Or I don't know about that one. I don't even make any sense. Fine. Let's go with a better one. My friends started telling me skeleton puns. They were all extremely rib tickling. No. That one, no, it doesn't work. Cause like, why would skeletons tickle ribs? Like, what is it? Because the ribs are part of like skeletal structure? Is that why that's funny? Am I criticizing jokes that are meant to be like little fingers? Yes, I am. Okay, but that one like truly offended me. What the fuck? I expected more. I paid for this book, and you give me that type of low barrel to bottom shit? Like, come on. Let's try it again. What do you call an explosive horse? Napalm. What? That's a spicy, edgy meme one right there. Jesus Christ. All right, we got two more. How many apples grow on a tree? All of them. Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna get better. Okay, we got a couple more. My wife keeps telling me to stop pretending to be butter, but I'm on a roll. My wife keeps telling me to stop pretending to be butter, but I'm on a roll now? What is pretending to be butter? I get cause on a roll, cause like you're on an actual like bread roll, that's where butter is at. But why would you not? Okay, I want to break that one down. So the wife, gosh darn wife, is telling him to stop being butter because it's bad to be and then his response is he's on a roll. I get that, but why the? Maybe these jokes are a bit too deep for me to understand. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm unable to calculate and compute these high level ideas. Okay. Maybe this book was meant for literal dads, and because I don't have a kid, I'm unable to understand the intellectual prowess, said humor. Fine. One more. What kind of tea is really hard to swallow? Reality. Now, that was a very depressing note to end on. Like, holy shit, dude. How do you even respond to that? Like, how do you generally respond to that one? It's like one of those like edgy, dark meme or fucking, I don't know. Okay, no, I can't end on that one. That one's like a bit too doom or pill. Let's end it on a little happier note, okay? Here we go. Why was Cinderella banned from playing sports? Because she always ran away from the ball. She's a lesbian. No, I'm just no. God, no. That was dumb. That was genuinely dumb. Genuinely dumb. Let me see here. Alcohol, you don't earn it all. Since no one asked me, thanks for asking. Yeah, this is a new shirt. It's a small company called I Did This, and they're known for gloves, and they're also small cleats and third. But they decided to call me, hook me up, and be like, "Hey, you're not a streamer. You look like you like what you're doing." I'm like, "Hey, thanks, bro. We appreciate it." And so they hooked me up with this shirt, and this brand new shirt they give me is what I wear every single time to give them thanks for giving me the shirt in the first place, believing in me as an entity existing on this planet. So therefore, shout out to I Did This for giving me the shirt. Hey, I gotta say, because no one else told me to say. You know what I mean? Like it's just a thing that exists on this planet. It's there. It's just there, you know what I mean? You know what? This is actually 20 minutes longer than the last one, but I'm gonna end it here. All right. I more or less patched over or got over the patch of like the very like nasty bits of the lagging, whatever. So I'm good over that. And then in about a month, if I'm still doing this, mind you, because like I'm gonna get a job, or I might get a job at a place that requires me to work there 10 hours a day, which is not very fun to say the least. And I keep doing that. I'll get my new PC, and a new PC, I'll be able to, you know, do the venting and then get into the gaming. Gaming portion will allow me to expand and stretch this content well as wide as the human asshole can stretch in comparison to its original size, because the human rectum can stretch with obvious limitations. What? Oh God, Ghost Girl, thanks for the follow. Holy fuck, that popped like okay. I need to fix that. That's not a not a good look. Well, thanks, Ghost Girl. Wait, did I was talking about like literally talking about rectums there, and you followed that exact moment? Oh, all right. Freaks out, I guess. Holy moly. You're hella funny, Mike. Bro, I was just talking about like rectums. Okay, girl. I'm not gonna disappoint there, okay? I'm not gonna disappoint you. But yeah. So ending it here, mainly because I have to do my homework, because schooling, whether I like it or not, is important to my future and to becoming a productive member of society, which then in turn will have a family I want to grow with and have them also be productive members of society. So therefore I have to, you know, appropriate my time accordingly and have it done in a manner where I can do things productively. I just said a bunch of words there that basically meant I have to live in a society, therefore I have to stop streaming as long as I can. Okay, basically it. But yeah, thanks for following, Ghost Girl. Appreciate it. And everyone else, CFL now. And I'm be honest, hot take here, I kind of do like doing both platform streaming now. You know, despite it being rough as fuck for the first hour, the later half was kind of smooth. Things kind of just went on beautifully, just like me and all of you guys out there. Okay, you're all beautiful. Whether or not you believe it, whether or not society thinks you're ugly as shit, I don't think you are. You're kind of cool. You're kind of cute. Okay, kind of. There you go. Gave you a kiss. Now shut the fuck up.